guys, it's SJ. Happy Baby Name Monday. Today's the list. These names are so unique. Some of them are totally unranked, but you're going to love them. I promise they're all so wearable and they're gorgeous. I was looking into trends, as I always do, and I always know, but I've been tracking baby name trends for a few years, that they really do follow other trends. And at the moment, there's such a huge interior trend for these earth-tone colours. My house has always been very sort of greens, oranges, and kind of like warm, light sort of beiges, you know, warmth basically. And I feel like for autumn, we're looking for a really rare autumn inspired name as well. For an autumn baby, or fall if you're in America, these are absolutely perfect as well, but not limited to. So I'm going to get straight on with the list. There's one on here that I've never heard myself, and I've been researching name lists for so long, and I think it's going to end up on so many of your name lists. For new, do hit subscribe. If it is grey or not subscribed, if you can click on that and turn it red, that would mean the world to me. And then you can also click on the little bell, so that if you're going through a pregnancy right now looking to name a baby, you will never miss a baby name list, because there's new ones every single Monday. So the first name that sprung out to me for this list is the name Rue. I love it. I love the way it sounds, and actually one great one for like a middle spot if you've got like a long first name, like if it was a boy, it'd be like Barnaby Rue. I love it. And it means a kind of reddish brown, kind of russet colour. Yeah, that's how they describe it, russet. It was the name of Johnny Depp in the movie Chocolat. I've never seen that. I should watch it. But it's got that real warmth about it. There was a character in Hunger Games called Rue, and of course Zoe Sugg and Alfie just named their daughter Ottilie Rue, which was her middle spot without the X at the name. So I love it. Obviously Rue also means road in French, and loads of reasons to love it, but I just think with the X on the end, it really feels that warmth that I kind of wanted from this list, and it's such a rare name. There were 20 boys named Rue and 25 girls last year as a first spot, but I wonder if it's more in the middle. So it's a rare outside choice, super simple one syllable name. Pop it on your list. The next name is the name Coco. Obviously that is this real warmth, this kind of chocolate brown that's really fashionable for clothes at the moment. Seeing a lot of chocolate brown vintage hauls, like suits, like how cool is that? And I love the name Coco. It's got that warmth of it, kind of like cocoa chocolate, but then it's got that glamour of obviously Coco Chanel. It's at number 532, and it's on a kind of a downward trend. It really peaked back in 2011 when it was in the 400s. It was at 420, which is relatively high for such a unique girl name. I quite like that it's on a decline, so I think it means you're kind of getting something that is even more rare, and I think everyone knows this. It's quite an easy one to say. I've got the name Forest on here, which is my middle name, but forest green is just such a gorgeous colour, and I just love the name Forest, of course. Actually, fun fact, I'm getting my door painted today forest green, my front door. Obviously, but there were 68 boys named Forest last year and only 5 girls, and I love it for girls. We've always loved Forest on this channel, with maybe Estee as a nickname, so a really lovely one. But I found another one, the name Midori. Midori, how would you say that? Would you say Midori? But I would say Midori, how I'm saying it, but it's a Japanese name, so really the pronunciation will change from around the world. And it's a green tone, it means green, and it's the colour of shoots and young leaves, so it's really got that young, vibrant green colour, Midori. And I just think it's a really beautiful sounding, unique name. The name is Sandy. What do you think of it? It is so rare, and it's kind of really low down for girls, and I think that's a bit of Grease, Sandy, or it just being a nickname for Sandra, and it hasn't kind of had its vintage revival yet. But I'm really loving Sandy for boys. I just think it's such a cool name for boys. I think it's got that real warmth, you know, that warm sand colour is all over our homes. We absolutely love that palette, and I think you can just imagine, we love it on Instagram, it's basically an Instagram filter for a name, Sandy, but I think for a boy, it takes on a whole more earthy, you think of the colour rather than Sandy feeling a bit 50s. But remember, when our kids grow up, or if you're having a baby now, they will never watch Grease. I mean, to be fair, it's like the most politically incorrect movie ever. So I wouldn't let my kids watch it. But it won't mean what we may think of it in our generation if you watched it when you were younger. The name Saffron. This is a bit of one that got away from me. I don't know what on earth I didn't think of I don't think I even had it on my list. I think I wasn't after an S name, but Saffron, I just absolutely love it. It's that really rich orange, which is such a warm earth tone that we're seeing around the homes, a bit more gentle than like a terracotta, but I absolutely love it. And I love the name Saffron. Obviously, it being a spice name, it's got amazing nicknames of being Safi or Ronnie, so it's really trendy. Even a Fifi, I was thinking, and it just literally means, so the Arabic word was Zaffaran actually meant yellow, so we're literally giving them this tone which is so warm and inviting, and I just absolutely love it. It's actually again in a decline, but it's still at 703, so it's inside the top 1000, and just a really unique choice and a really fun one, especially if you like things like sienna and all of those. It's a unique one. What do you think of the name Tawny? I wonder what you think of it. I loved it when I read it first. I'm on the fence with Tawny, I've got to be honest. I really like it. To me, it just that really lovely warm brown hues. So it actually is like this pale orange brown, so just so perfect for this list and the style of this list. So when I think of Tawny, I think of like almost the wicker section in like a home store, you know, that beautiful colour, and I always go drawn straight towards that. So you can imagine again a bit like a sandy, a tawny, and with Dawn being so popular and all those types of names, it feels really, really quite wearable. So it actually translates, it's in the charts, there are about 4 every other year. It pops into the charts with 4 babies, because that's sort of when they start to register it, Tawny. But yeah, I'm torn on Tawny. Oh yes. Sorry about that one. What about this one I feel you might really like? Sable. What do you think of Sable? So I was just thinking immediately, obviously like Mabel being so popular, but Sable is masculine or feminine, but does feel quite a lovely alternative to a Mabel, and it's actually a little animal, and it's the cutest animal. I'd never seen this animal before. It is native to Russia and northern Mongolia, and it almost looks like a little meerkat, but it's called a sable. What's sad about the sable is that sable fur is very desirable, used to be, so it's a bit like ivory. I did actually do a theme muted colour names when we were all painting our houses like grey, but now that we're going more earth toned, I felt we could go for sable. But I just love it. I think it works so well. I feel it could really fall in love with people. And it also is, in French, it's a place for somebody who lived in a sandy place. So again, if you're sort of near the beach or you want that sort of warm vibes, then Sable really brings it up. Or it's got this very dark brownish black fur. So it's kind of got 2 vibes to it, Sable, but both really, really dark, really rich, really beautiful colours. And again, just a gorgeous name choice. Copper is an interesting name. I really do love it. I love the colour copper. Again, it's really evocative of like beautiful kind of almost stately homes and this sort of really warm, rich interior that we're loving at the moment. Copper, it's got a real warmth. It was also like occupational, and copper, of course, you sort of think of slang for a police officer, which a cop, which I wonder if, you know, puts people off it. But in my mind, because you know, if you follow this channel, I'm very visual when I think of names, I'm really thinking of a little girl for this name, Copper. I think suddenly it takes on a real spirited, almost like a scout, almost like an outdoorsy warm vibe, almost like a Pippi Longstocking but called Copper. And suddenly I think it is so wearable and trendy, and I absolutely love it. Obsidian. I feel like this is on a lot of boy name lists when I was researching it, Obsidian, and it's such a cool name. It's almost like onyx that we talked about a while ago being a very dark colour. This is a type of glass actually. It's kind of a gem name, but you'll also see it coming up a lot on colour palettes. It's a really trendy colour because it's that very, very dark that we're doing our accents, like our staircases and things like that. And our accents, we're loving to have this dark colour, and obsidian kind of means that, but it's got that real warmth. It's so trendy. It's so much trendier than Oscar and Oliver Soz, if we're looking for something more unique. And it's this type of volcanic glass that's formed when lava cools very quickly, which I absolutely love because my boys are obsessed with geology, with gems, with minerals, with fossils, and I just think it's such a cool name. And Obi's little nickname is so cute, Obsidian. What do you think? Even Dion as a nickname, which we talked about when last week, did we? So really cool name. Oh, that gets me a little bit excited. I get really excited when I find a name that I love. And the next one is my favourite. I just can't wait. It's just where it fell on the list. I didn't leave it towards the end on purpose. It's named Olivine. Isn't it gorgeous? I've suddenly come across it, Olivine. Like Olivia, but Olivine or Olive. And I've never heard this name before ever, Olivine. And it's out there, it is like in use, and it's got the most beautiful meanings. It means olive tree on some website, but just kind of ignore that because it actually is a mineral, and it's this beautiful light green mineral. I'll put a little picture of it up. It's so gorgeous. It's like an emerald but a bit lighter. Olivine. I just like, where has this name come from? It's a beautiful colour. It's totally my colour, totally my style of name, and I just think it is absolutely stunning. Such a cool name. What else did I find out about it? So the spectral signature of an olivine, as well, this is so cool, has been seen in the dust discs around young stars. So when a star is literally born, the dust around it, you can see these tiny pigments of olivine, this mineral. I know. And in the tail of comets as well, they see this little stones of olivine, stones, minerals, sorry. My kids probably know more about it than me. So they've got this spectral signature of olivine. That name is perfection to me. It's absolute perfection. I love it. I love the O. I love Ola as a nickname. I love V. I just think it's just so unusual and beautiful. Like, I get quite a lot of compliments on my daughter's name, Evelina, which is the Scandinavian of Evelyn, but I feel like Olivine is just next level. Not that I don't like her name, I love Evelina, but Olivine, giving you a gem there, I feel. Let me know what you think of it below. The next one also, all these are cool, is the name Ochre. So ochre, so this is spelt how it is on screen. So my lovely friend Becky just had, and we did a live together on Instagram, which you can watch, she was picking her baby name. She just had a little boy called Rocket Ochre, and her other son is called Indigo, so she wanted colour names and ochre. But I genuinely didn't know how to say. I thought it was more like okra, which is obviously the food, but it's ochre, which I love, absolutely love, because it's got that warmth to it that I'm really after, especially for this list. And it's a pale yellow, actually, ochre. So it's a very pale yellow colour, which is a colour that is so gorgeous, so sort of statement colour, lovely for little boys' clothes, this ochre colour. So again, stunning. I'm just staring at you. I really wish someone was here to react. I need all your reactions below because I'm so excited about this list. Peaches. Love it. Absolutely love the name Peaches. I think I would never in 1,000 years get that through my husband, but you might manage it. There were 15 girls named Peaches last year, so somebody's managed to get it on there, or just Peach, but it's a beautiful colour. I think that's what I'm thinking of for my dining room. That's just a home decor / baby name list. It's like the dream. And my very last one is the name Golda. So I came across Golda, which is so unique. So there are only 4 or 5 baby Goldas, sort of, it pops on and off the charts, the same as Maple that we talked about earlier. Whereas Goldie, I couldn't believe, I was astonished, has gone up 3,690 spots in the last 4 years alone, Goldie. We've been talking about it a lot over here, so I think it is a trendy name. We talked about Aurelia, maybe with the nickname Goldie. I would 1,000 times go with Goldie, and actually I wonder if my husband would like it, because his favourite colour, if you ask him, he says his favourite colour is gold. Isn't that weird? But to be fair, he is colourblind, so maybe he just says what he imagines he'd like. Goldie. I think it's so cool. It's such a beautiful name, but then I found Golda. And I wondered if Golda might take you away, because some people might think of Goldie as a bit more, I think of it as Goldie Hawn, kind of 70s retro. Some people have the association of more bling bling rap star Goldie type of name. So then I thought, if you were struggling with that association in your head, you could go Golda. Totally different. People do even go with golden, but Golda I really, really liked. I'll just keep saying it, Golda. Lovely. So those were my Earth-Tone Pantone name list. Really rare autumnal names. I've done autumn names before, I've done some colour names before. I'll link them all, full playlist below. You can go back and read loads of baby name inspo. We also have a podcast which is called Baby Name Envy. That is the name of our consultancy. You can get in touch with us via the email below to be featured on the podcast, where I do have somebody to talk about the names, my sister, or you can find us Baby Name Envy on Instagram, where we're often doing polls. If you want a quick poll, this name or that name, this spelling or that spelling, that is the place to be for that. Lots of love, guys. I will see you next Baby Name Monday, and keep your ears peeled for the podcast because we're recording again this week. Woohoo! Bye, guys.